Welcome back, guys, to El Crazy Outdoors. So as you can see, my kind of last disaster of a video because I got so excited about the black powder pistol. But here's what I was gonna kind of show you guys today. A couple things real quick. First off, it is Christmas, and very, very important, very, very important holiday. Not just for getting together with family, not just for the things that we get together and do and celebrate, but the most important reason for Christmas is it's the birth of our Lord and Savior, and if it wasn't for that, Christmas wouldn't be Christmas. It often gets overlooked, and anymore as time goes on, it gets overlooked more and more. But that's the main reason. That's the only reason for this holiday. Is first off, is to celebrate that we do have hope, that we do have, a chance at eternal life, and that somebody gave us that hope one day, and that's the reason that we celebrate. That's the whole reason that we celebrate. But a couple things, here on this, what I was going to show you, we did our black powder unboxing. We did our short video of a shot, and like I said, I promised that we'll go a little bit more in depth into that, and we will. But something I wanted to show you that we actually found, kind of a late Christmas present, is this right here. And this is a Traditions Kentucky pistol kit, and it has a 10-inch barrel, and it's a kit that you put together yourself for a 50 caliber percussion pistol. And I actually bought this last night at Mahoney's in Johnson City. And like I said, it's a full kit to do everything yourself, everything you need. You finish it how you want to, which I think is awesome, because who out there is really going to say, I built my own pistol and actually shot my own pistol? Some people I'm sure do, and a lot of people do, but this is cool. And this is a good place to start because black powder is simple. Good thing about this is I'm from North Carolina, can't buy a handgun in Tennessee, but this is off the table. This does not matter because this is not considered a firearm. You could order this online and have it shipped to your house, just like I did the black powder pistol. But the next thing I want to show you, though, is my cousin Scott from Kicking It Country Vlogs. In the video I done here of the unboxing, in kind of my man cave here, he was asking about my arcade cabinet, and kind of a funny story to that. The cabinet started out, it was a Christmas present a couple years back from my wife, because she knows that I do have a little bit of a geek side, I guess you could say, a nerd side, for old 90s arcade games and all this. But the cabinet started out as a arcade 1-up cabinet that was actually bought from Walmart, and you can still buy these. I seen one, I was wanting to say, gosh, it might have been at Best Buy or something. They're getting scarce, and the reason I say that is because I think she gave somewhere around $400 for it. She loved me a whole lot that year, but somewhere around $400 for it at Walmart. And this has been about 2 years ago. And if you look them up on Amazon now, they're about $700-800. So I'll explain what I did, how I did it, why I did it, and like I said, this will just be kind of a tutorial video. But let's get you guys over here, and I'll show you kind of what's going on. Okay, with the cabinet, and as you can see, this is a Mortal Kombat cabinet. As I said, arcade 1-up, as you can see by the riser there. And it originally came with Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. And it is designed in Mortal Kombat 2, which was my favorite out of all of them anyway. So that's kind of why I had a like a drawing potential for me was I was obsessed with Mortal Kombat 2 when I was a kid. And as you can see, everything is highly detailed, beautiful cabinet, beautiful cabinet. But guys, you do have to have that riser for these, because if not, you're going to be sitting on the floor, and you don't want to do that. So, with that being said, here's kind of what I did here. As you can see, the bezel here, and I'll try to show you this bezel, as I'm pointing it out, this bezel is not original. The original bezel had, you know, just Mortal Kombat 2, and it was nice. There's nothing wrong with it, and it's actually on the back side of this. What I did was flip this over because I didn't want to make anything unoriginal or take anything away. That way I could flip the cabinet back to original if I ever wanted to. But this one, as you can see, has all 3 games, and it actually has all the characters from all 3 games, and it has all of the move combinations for every character, for all of their special moves, for all their combos, for everything, you know, you need to know about the character. Alright, with that being said, here goes to the next huge step. If you'll notice, this cabinet has not shown an ounce of Mortal Kombat. Well, that's because it's no longer just a Mortal Kombat cabinet. So if you'll notice right here, guys, it was kind of a hurried attempt at a makeshift control panel. And with this panel, I built it out of plexiglass. It was done, like I said, kind of crudely. But the reason this was done was because the original one, I was going to have to drill and add buttons to it. And guys, I did not want to do that. And the reason I say that is because the original is very ornate. It's nice. It's pretty. Like I said, it would be kind of a shame to cut into it, because it has a full graphic Mortal Kombat top to it too, and I didn't want to do that, because here and again, if you go back to original, I mean, you can't. You've already added buttons, you've already drilled holes, you've done that and that. So I built this when I ordered the buttons from Amazon, ordered the joysticks, and the joysticks and the buttons are actually better quality than came with the cabinet. And you can see down in here, I've added some lights, and we'll get into all of what I've done to it. But you'll notice, like I said, none of this is showing Mortal Kombat. The reason that is guys, I built a computer for this. I built what they call a Raspberry Pi. Very, very small computer. You can order the kits on Amazon. And I added all the games to a micro SD card, hooked it up to a laptop, booted all the software up. Very, very simple process, because I promise, guys, I'm not technologically advanced whatsoever. But very simple process. And we took this from an original 3-game Mortal Kombat to about a 8,000 to 10,000 game library. And you can see right here, that's just a preview thing here, kind of going back and forth. Let me get back to, here's the main screen. Guys, this is MAME, and this is all your old arcade games that were released in the 80s, 90s, some newer stuff, FB Alpha, Capcom releases, Cave releases, Daphne releases, which a lot of those are big in the 80s arcades, Neo Geo, Neo Geo Pocket, Neo Geo Pocket Color, Atari 2600, Atari 7800, Link System, Wonder Swan Color, Vectrex, Odyssey 2, C64, Intellivision, ColecoVision, MSX, the X6800, Amstrad CPC, ZX Spectrum. That was some custom work I've done, putting that library together. And those, if you'll notice, are the original Nintendo classics, and these are the Super Nintendo classics, and it kind of throws a comic screen, and you can change all this around, guys. That's the cool thing about it, your whole setup. This is the main menu for the computer I'm running. I can make changes to the title screen. I can make changes to how it operates. Like I said, very, very simple system, but very cool at that, and it is amazing when I show you the actual computer that's running all this. But You know, and here's another. This Cody is another kind of operation system for it, and that's kind of right there. Kind of what mine looks like. Although mine is not in a case no longer. I've got it out of the case to keep it cooler. You know, and here's the original Nintendo, Famicom Disk System, the Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, Nintendo OBSX, Nintendo 64, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Virtual Boy, SG-1000, Master System, Sega Mark III, Sega Genesis, Mega Drive, Sega CD, Sega 32X, Dreamcast, Game Gear, TurboGrafx 16, PC Engine, SuperGrafx, TurboGrafx CD, and this right here, guys, is probably the highest that I can get it to run, which is pretty amazing. Is it'll actually run the original PlayStation, and I'll kind of show you just maybe some of the menus of the games here. You know, and like for instance, I really like Tomb Raider, and you can see it gives you everything. We'll watch it boot up here, and I'll show you the title screen and all that, how nice the title screen is. And like I said, it does take a minute to boot up, and you've got your everything's emulated here. There's the title screen. Very, very cool, I think. To go back to the main menu, I've got this rig to start and select. You push them at the same time. And like I said, we've got all this, guys. These are all the PlayStation 1 games I have. PSP Mini, and then back to main. And guys, I mean, you can look at the library I have. It just goes on and on and on. And the cool thing about it is you highlight any game you want to. Like for instance, I'm really a big fan of Gunsmoke. Was in arcade, but you know, there it is. And it'll give you a nice little preview. It'll tell you how many times you've played it, how many players it is. And like I said, this is a 2-player cabinet. You go down here to, let me get to the M's here. There's the original Mario Brothers. But if you will notice, I did not sacrifice anything. Because guys, there's the original Mortal Kombat. There's 3. And there's 2. So I didn't sacrifice anything. And like I said, guys, I mean, you can see it's an 8,000 to 10,000 game cabinet. Now, this cost me about $200. This is about a $200 modification. Maybe a little bit more than that. And that was just for ordering the computer, ordering supplies I needed. You know, the plexiglass I had laying around. And like I said, I did not want to kill that top, the original top. Because I wanted to be able to go back to and the cool thing is the control board in this top, the original top, houses the computer, houses all that. So all I have to do is bolt it back up, and I use the original screen. I didn't change the screen. I used the screen that came with it. It's an LCD screen. But I can put it back on, and I can make it go straight back to doing what it was before, which is the cool thing. Like I said, I didn't want to do anything permanent because I wanted the cabinet to be original. Is it probably more valuable now that it does this? Yes, but depends on what somebody was looking for. So here I'll show you the back of the cabinet here. Bear with me. Guys, if you'll notice, I have the back off. I have the back completely off. And you see I've added lights in here. I've done this, I've done that, just to kind of spruce it up because I was running with a clear top. And when you're using that clear top, you kind of want it to look a little better than just, looking down into a blank cabinet. But as you can see right here, I had some issues with this control board, but I finally got it worked out. And there's no real way to mount this. I tried because I had to add some stuff to it. But overall, it's okay. The wires were actually not long enough to mount it the way I wanted to. But everything's okay, just kind of hanging there. It's all supported. I mean, it's not going anywhere, not doing any of that, so everything's good. They're right in here with the blue lights on. And this one doesn't have lights on because I've got to finish wiring that side of it up. But that's your control boards that tells your buttons what to do. And like I said, they work great. They're awesome. Here's two old speakers that I found. And guys, these are just two old speakers that I pulled off a stereo system I had. And it was sitting in my garage. I hadn't used it in years. And I bought a cheap little bitty amp off of Amazon and wired those speakers to it, wired it to the control board. And now we have sound, and I can fully adjust that sound. I can adjust the treble, I can adjust the bass, I can adjust the master volume. And I keep this cabinet kind of catty-cornered in this little room. You know, just because it makes the most room that way. And the good thing about it is I mounted it up here with double-sided tape. So that way I can just kind of reach right there behind it. Don't have to move the cabinet to adjust the volume if, you know, something's too loud or anything like that. Or if, you know, something's not loud enough, I can adjust all that. No problem. Now, down here, the best way I know to do this, guys, was to mount a power strip. And that way, I've got two plugins. I've got one that controls the screen. Just because I found if you plug that in with a power strip, the way that it boots up, it'll boot up weird. It does better if you leave the screen power to it all the time. And then you can just reach in behind here, as you can see, one more time. And you can just unplug the white cord for the power strip. And, you know, that works better to kill the system and to boot it back up if you don't want to leave it running the whole time. Now right here, guys, this is it. That little bitty tiny chip. That's what's controlling this whole thing. It's got a micro SD card in it, and this is what's running the entire system. And like I said, guys, I am not technologically advanced, but thanks to the world of YouTube, thanks to, you know, people who do this and have tried this and have stepped out and said, hey, I'm going to try this. You know, I was able to do this, and I was able to do it pretty easy. Like I said, I know it looks like a bunch. I know it looks like a lot, but it's really not. Really simple. Cool thing about it is, too, I had this earlier, and my wife she was saying, really? She was in here playing Frogger on it earlier, and you can unhook this one cord right here, and you can actually hook it up to your phone if you want to, and you can listen to your own music through your phone, through the speakers, through the amp, through everything, while you're playing whatever you want to. So if you don't like the soundtrack the game's got, give it your own. But I was playing Christmas music while she was playing Frogger, and she's really, seriously. But like I said, it's just spruced up a little bit. I left the back off because here and again, it does have a back, but I didn't want to change the back. I didn't want to cut holes in the back for the power strip because I want everything to be as original as possible. I have all those pieces and parts put away in the closet. Like I said, we can go back to it original if we want to. But guys, that's just kind of an overview of what I did. Like I said, this is a retro Pi. Feel free to ask me questions if you know. And here's the thing. Here's the good thing about this. Let me throw this 2 cents into you too. If you want an old system like this, you don't have to have this cabinet. For the longest time, I didn't have this cabinet. All I had was you can use a controller from an Xbox or from a PlayStation, something as long as it's wired. Xbox is better because they're USB. You go out and buy you a cheap Xbox controller from Amazon or wherever. Those are the best because they're USB. And that's the ports that it has on it. And the cool thing about those encoders is what they're called that runs the joysticks and the buttons. They're all USB too. So nothing has to be changed. No, the ports have to be changed. You don't have to have adapters. That's a good thing. But guys, you do not have to have this cabinet. I just put it in the cabinet because I was like, God, that would be cool if I had it in a cabinet. But for the longest time, I had the little bitty case, kind of that I showed you there, that mine looked like. It was in a little bitty case. And it's got an HDMI port, and that's actually how it hooks to his HDMI port to that screen. So you build your computer, you take up to 4 controllers, USB controllers like an Xbox, hook it into it. You hook the HDMI into your regular TV, a regular computer screen, whatever you want to, and you can play it like that. You can play it in the living room floor. And that's how I did it for the longest time, until I got the idea that I had this cabinet, seen somebody convert it over, and I was like, I'm going to try this. And it worked out. It's great. It's awesome. But guys, that's just a quick little overview. I was asked to do that, so that's what I did. But if you guys have any questions, kind of what did I order, what did I do, how could I build this myself, I would be glad. I would be glad to get with you, kind of help you out, show you what I ordered, kind of what you need for either the TV version where you can hook it up in your living room floor, or if you maybe, I don't know if anybody has one of these cabinets laying around that they got, or maybe want to do something with, I can help you with that too. I can answer a lot of your questions, because trust me, I had a lot of questions on mine. And most of all though, as I said, hope you guys have a merry Christmas. And hope you guys have a happy new year. I'm not into saying happy holidays. I don't believe it, because I believe we have Christmas, we have New Year's. It's just like you don't tell somebody I hope you have a wonderful day for Thanksgiving. No, everybody says I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys have fun on the 4th of July. I hope you guys had a good Easter. I don't believe in taking Christ out of it. So here and again, thank you guys for tuning in to Elk Ridge Outdoors. We'll get into more of this later. Have any questions there, let me know. But most of all, Merry Christmas. And guys, please stay tuned to us.